Welcome to the Instagram stories for Tuesday, August 22nd. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Let's do Maseri Monday. We'll do it for Tuesday, but let's get into some of the questions that the head of Instagram answered on his Ask Me Anything. The first question is really good, something I've thought about a lot. Which content should I put on Threads and which on Instagram? I put the same content on both because if I took the time to create it, it's going to go everywhere. That's my opinion. Here's his answer.
The thing Threads is really better at than Instagram is public conversations. So if you have something that you think is going to start a public conversation with people you're interested in or other creators in your vertical or in your area or in your industry, Threads is probably the best bet. Whereas if you're just posting something that you've made, be it a photo or a video, I think usually Instagram is a better fit. But obviously it's different for each person. Sorry about that.
That answer kind of trailed off because he got some notifications, but that does make sense. If it could spark conversation, put it on Threads. Next question. When is web coming to Threads? This is a question about when you can use a web browser, like for instance on your laptop or your desktop, to access Threads instead of it being all driven through your phone. Here's his answer.
The web is coming soon for Threads. We are testing it internally right now. It's a little bit buggy though. You don't want it just yet, but as soon as it is ready, we will share it with everybody else.
That's got to be tough when it's a feature that everyone is waiting for so that they can use your product to the extent that you created it to be used, and you can't give them that key component. That's got to be a really frustrating wait, but also you want it to be right. If people are going to get re-interested in Threads again, it better be a great experience. The next question has to do with hashtags on Threads. Obviously, hashtags have been a big deal historically on Instagram, on Twitter. They're not available on Threads yet. So when is that going to be part of things? Here's his answer.
Not for a while. We're actually not even working on it. We're much more focused on the web, on search, which I think can meet a lot of the needs of hashtags, as well as a lot of basic missing features, better Instagram integrations, improving ranking. Hashtags can be great. They also can be a really difficult spam vector to deal with. So not at all clear to me that they are worth the trouble at this moment.
His answer makes sense. Initially, hashtags were really designed to group conversations on Twitter to help you find things that you might be interested in on Instagram before search was at the level it's at today. These days, being able to search things is just normal. That's par for the course. That's what we expect to be able to do. So that's why I think hashtags really aren't such a big deal on Threads. Totally makes sense. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about new features that are being worked on at Instagram. So stick around.
This episode is brought to you by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. In Michigan, you can have both a rewarding career and a quality lifestyle, with plentiful career opportunities in world-changing, innovating industries, from electric vehicles to clean energy to biotech, with room for advancement no matter where you are in your career. Plus, Michigan offers a welcoming, beautiful, affordable, and inclusive community for all. Live your best life. You can in Michigan. Visit themichiganlife.org.
Welcome back. Let's get into the next question. What's your goal with Reels / what new features are you working on? Here's Adam's answer.
Reels was just trying to embrace where video is going on mobile, which is shorter, more entertaining, full screen, and immersive. We had a lot of video on Instagram before Reels, but video has grown as a percentage of Instagram since building Reels. Now there's an interesting tension where people post more photos than they post videos, but people seem to be consistently more interested in watching videos than photos. That's on average. That's not true for everyone. So that's an interesting tension for us to manage. So we're trying to make sure that Instagram finds the right balance and can evolve as the world evolves around us. And so we've pushed too hard at times. I think got it right at other times. I think right now we have a decent balance, but more to come. And right now what we're focused on is further differentiating the experience, making it more interactive, more social, leaning into some of the strengths on Instagram around the social graph.
He said a lot there, but I like his point about making Reels more interactive, more social. This is a key component. TikTok is great at so many different things, but every time I see that add yours sticker on Instagram, I am compelled to do it. Even if it's a thing that I wouldn't necessarily post about, because I see that add your sticker, I want to be part of that conversation, part of that interaction. And I think that's a really strong thing that Instagram has. And the more they expand on either the add your sticker or things that are very similar that get you to post when you normally wouldn't have, they're going to be on the right track. And the last question we're going to do, what's your favorite Meta office you've been to? I will say Adam's favorite Meta office, and then I will share my favorite Meta office.
I've been to a lot of amazing Meta offices around the world, Singapore, Tokyo, but one of my favorites really is Tel Aviv. I grew up spending the summers in Tel Aviv, and it's not a tall city, but there are now some towers, and we are in one of those towers, and it was a completely new perspective on the city to see it from above, and that was just kind of a wild moment for me, so that one is the one that jumps out.
I haven't been to a lot of Meta offices. There is one in New York, and I did go because I wanted to try to meet some people. I host a show called the Instagram Stories. I'm a product manager. Instagram has product managers. They're right in New York. I'm here. You're here. Let's make this work. So I walked in and I tried to meet some people, and that did not go well. I figured maybe I could find out who would be a good person to talk to, and then I can send them a gift or something and use that as a way to spark a conversation. That plan did not go at all. Apparently, they're very wise to that sort of tactic. Well, what can you do? At some point, I'll find a better path or idea or something. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you again to everyone who sent me messages through this time of me getting laid off and trying very hard to figure out what's going to be next. Thank you for sending me messages. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and be sure to come back for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, social media news, or other things that you need to know about.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave, without a break or a pit stop. Still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and you gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.